Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to the science class. Children, we all are familiar with the word electricity. Electricity has become the oxygen of modern life. We cannot even imagine our life without electricity. In our homes, there are several electrical appliances, from the tube lights, fans, AC, mixer, and so many other things which work on electricity. Imagine a day without electricity. You won't be able to do your work properly. So in this chapter we are going to learn more about electricity, because last year also we have studied some of the effects of electricity, basics of electricity, what is a circuit and what are the components of electric circuit. Then we have also studied about the construction and working of electric bulb and dry cell. Let us just revise what is a source of electric current. Source, like from where it is produced, right? So device that produces electric current is called the source of electric current. So last year we have studied that dry cell can be called as a source of electric current. But the major source from where we get electricity in our homes is the power grid, the power supply from the powerhouse. Electricity is produced in many ways. The three main types of electricity we can call like thermal electricity, which is produced by burning the coal, heating the water, producing the steam and running the turbine with the help of that steam. This is thermal electricity. This is produced in the thermal power plants. Then hydroelectricity, where water is allowed to flow from a height on the turbine. It is mainly used in the hilly areas where rivers fall from a height, waterfalls are there, so that the kinetic energy of the water can be used for producing electricity. And third, nuclear powerhouses. The nuclear reactions can also be used for producing electricity. Last year, we have also studied about electric circuit. Electric circuit is an unbroken path through which electric current flows. Basically, if we talk about a simple electric circuit, it consists of a bulb, a cell, wire and switch. That is the simplest of the electric circuits. When you switch on, the current will flow through that path. That is called closed circuit. When you switch off, the current will stop flowing through the circuit. That is called open circuit. So electric circuit is an unbroken path through which electric current can flow. We have also studied about conductors and insulators. The substances that allow electric current to flow through them, the materials that allow electric current to flow through them are known as conductors. Like metals are good conductors of electricity. Graphite is good conductor of electricity. Whereas insulators are materials that do not allow electric current to pass through them, like plastic, wood, rubber, etc. Now today we are going to study further from this. We are going to learn about electric circuit diagrams and the components, how they can be represented with the help of standard symbols. Children, in our houses we are using very complex electric appliances in which complex circuits are there. So it is not possible to make the drawing of each and every part of it. So these components are represented with the help of standard symbols, which are common everywhere, so that any electrician can read and understand. But if this is misread or not represented properly, it can cause disaster. It can cause short circuit. So it is necessary to know the symbols and how to represent a circuit diagram. So let us define what is a circuit diagram. A drawing of electrical circuit in which various components of electric circuit are represented by standard symbols. Means here we are not making the drawing of the cell, we will use the symbol of the cell. Right? So it's a drawing of electric circuit but using symbols for electrical components instead of their drawing. Okay, so let us see what are the various symbols which we use commonly. These are only the basic symbols. In class 7th we are going to study these 10 basic symbols. There are many others also which you will be learning in your senior classes. The first one is the cell. Here I have drawn dry cell. How I can represent this with the help of symbol is this. We will be drawing one bigger line, long line and another small line. The long line, it represents the positive terminal of the cell, whereas the shorter line, it represents the negative terminal of the cell. So we can write here plus and minus. Even if this plus and minus is not written, it is understood that the longer line represents the positive terminal and shorter line represents the negative terminal. Then battery. We know that battery is a combination of two or more than two cells. So here I have combined three cells for making a battery. So let us see how we can draw the symbol. This is for the first cell, positive terminal, negative terminal. Then again for the second one, positive terminal, negative terminal. And for the third one, positive and negative. So here you can see there are three long lines and three short lines. This will be considered as the positive end of the battery and this is the negative end of the battery. Then wire. Wire can be simply represented by a line. So for making the symbol of the wire, we have to only draw a simple line. Then for opening and closing the circuit, we have a device called switch. For switch, we are using two symbols, one for switch on and another for switch off. The first one is for switch on, in which the terminals should be connected. So this is the symbol for switch on. And in the off position, when the switch is off, the terminal should not be connected. So the current will not flow through them. This is how we can represent the switch off. Switch is also known as the key. So this is the closed key, this is the open key. Okay, switch off means open key, switch on means closed key. Then bulb, in the on condition, we can draw it like this. This represents the filament of the bulb. And when you draw rays coming out from this is the on position. And when you don't draw the rays, that is the bulb off. Then fuse. We will be learning about fuse in the coming videos. Fuse is a safety device used for breaking the circuit when there is excess of current. Fuse is represented by this symbol. A small rectangle and two wires on the either side. Then bulb off. As I said, if we don't draw the rays coming out of it, this is bulb off position. Bulb in the off position when it is not glowing. Then ammeter and voltmeter are two very common devices used. Ammeter is used to measure the electric current and voltmeter is used to measure the voltage or the potential difference across the circuit. So for ammeter, we draw a circle and write and for voltmeter we draw a circle and write V. So children, these are the various symbols of the components of electric circuit. These are the standard symbols which we will be using for drawing the circuit. Now let us draw a simple circuit using these symbols. I will be drawing a circuit in which there is a bulb, switch and wire and a cell. Cell for the source of electric current, then bulb, switch and wire. So, circuit diagram of a simple circuit consisting of a cell, bulb, wire and switch. Let's make the switch on. Okay. So let us draw the diagram. So first I will be drawing the cell. So cell will be represented by one long line and another short line, positive and negative terminal. Then we are connecting a bulb with it. This is the symbol for bulb. Then a switch. Switch is on, so the terminals are connected. If the switch is on, bulb should be glowing. So this is the simple circuit consisting of a cell, bulb, switch and wire. So children, this is how we can make circuit diagrams for various circuits. I hope this video will help you to understand and learn the standard symbols for the electric components. In the next video, we shall learn about effects of electric current. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.